Hi everyone, this is Ella Whitaker, exclusive Black Status presenter with Unique, leadership coach and public speaker with the John Maxwell team. So today's topic that I would love to talk to you about is being coachable. Now, what does being coachable mean? Someone who's willing to be coached is someone who's looking for improvement, personal or professional growth through personal development, alongside with working someone who's going to hold you accountable and push you to those boundaries and capabilities that you may have never tapped into. So in Unique, you have sponsors, elites, and Black statuses that you can be definitely working with. In your personal life, you could be working with someone spiritually. And in your professional career that you might be in, besides direct sales or network marketing, you could be looking at managers, someone within your organization or corporation as a mentor, or even outside of your organization and corporation. So it's someone that you're working with as a mentor or even as a coach. So 5 traits that I can easily identify when I'm talking to someone and I know if they're coachable or not. Trust me. When I'm thinking about these 5 traits, I really want you to reflect to see do you have these traits, or are these traits something that you can open up yourself to easily be coachable and to grow personally. So number 1 is having a purpose. Someone who is coachable will have a purpose that they're looking to accomplish or a goal. And having that purpose is that driving force to work with that coach and to lead to personal growth and development. Someone who is driven to a specific goal will get them to be more open to being coachable. They will go to any great length to be coached and to find a resolution of how to get there. So someone who is driven will have that fire, will have that passion. So someone who has purpose is someone who's going to dig deep to find out exactly why and how they're going to look for this coaching. Secondly is vulnerability and humility. So being coachable means that you are going to lay all the cards on the table. That doesn't mean just giving bits of information, all the good stuff, and not getting to the nitty-gritty. Because let's be honest, if you're not going to reflect and dig deep and look for that improvement to see what your weaknesses are, some things that you may not be doing, some things that hinder you from actually personal growth, that is what coaching is all about. Someone who can reflect and be vulnerable to open up with a coach and be honest, to gain that trust between the two of you. And humility means you are not scared to open up, to look at your failures, to look at what you may have done wrong in order to succeed in life. You know, it's funny, a lot of people look at failures as failures. They think that they are a failure if they failed at something. But most people who succeed in life have gone through plenty of failures in order to look at success. People who are successful, trust me, it's not easy. Anyone will tell you that they failed first before they succeeded. Let's look at a couple examples. Michael Jordan didn't even make his high school team, and he ended up being the most valuable player in the NBA's history. When we look at other people, like for instance, the Beatles were turned down by many different record and producing companies before they hit it big. They were told that they would never amount to anything, that guitar bands were never in style, that boy bands were really nothing of that sorts. And they ended up being one of the biggest bands around in history. So for someone to be vulnerable and look at your failures and be looking at all your humilities is someone who's open to growth, to growing and moving forward to opening up what happened in the past to move forward and look at what I can improve on moving in the future. So thirdly, someone who's coachable will have great communication skills. Someone who will dig deep and talk about it. Someone who will ask constant questions. So when I first started this business in direct sales, I didn't know anything. I would constantly look to my sponsor every single day and ask questions. And guess what? A sponsor, when they see someone who's eager, who asks a lot of questions to improve themselves and their business, they know that that person will excel because they have that driving force. They're constantly asking. Someone who is never asking questions and sits behind the scenes and just waits for it to happen is not someone who's going to be coachable. Coaching is a two-way street. It's like a tennis match. You give information to your coach will then reciprocate. You ask for more questions or give more information, the coach will reciprocate. It's a back and forth communication. It's a beautiful partnership. It's accountability. It is someone who will test your boundaries. So if you're constantly asking those questions and constantly asking for communication and going back and forth for guidance or maybe ideas, bounce things back, come with resolutions. It is a constant conversation and a relationship. And that will help with improvement and personal growth immensely. I can honestly say that I can read people so well now where, I can ask simple questions and I know if that person is open to be coachable, who are really going to look at this business and take off. There are certain things that people will have that are open. The people who are open, who open their mindset and look at the possibilities going to the future, are ones who are looking for personal growth and will grow. Communication is sincerely key. Secondly, is being flexible and surrendering control. I am a person of likes perfection. I love to be in control over everything. But guess what? We cannot control everything. There are things that are out of our hands. And as soon as we can identify that we are not in control of everything and we can open up ourselves up to possibilities and different ways of doing things, we will personally grow. We are not always right. There was a time in my 20s when I was going through my career that I honestly thought that I had no weaknesses. A person in my 20s thought I didn't have any weaknesses? Are you kidding me? Now, I thought I was humble, but I wasn't humble enough. There's always room for growth. There's always room for flexibility. I was asking my sponsor every single day questions. And at one point when I hit the top of the company, I wanted more. I wanted more from someone than my sponsor telling me, sell and recruit. Those are the answers. I wanted a mentor that I could communicate with, that I could push my boundaries, and that I could be flexible with. That I knew that I was going to get something out of someone that would push me, that would hold me accountable, but I needed to be flexible. So I'm working with mentors and other people that are holding me accountable and are pushing my boundaries, but I have to be flexible. I have to be able to work around things. I can't be narrow-minded. We can't be narrow-minded as we're looking at any type of personal growth. If we are narrow-minded and only think there's only one way of doing things, it's going to hinder you. There's always a way to fix something. There's always a way to improve something. There is so much capacity in your brain to grow. Albert Einstein was by far probably what people think is the absolute genius of this world and of his lifetime. Albert Einstein was someone that always looked at his full capacity, always looking to improve himself, always thinking that there was more mindset and more brain power and that he never even tapped into. And tell you the truth, we don't even use majority of our brain power. We are capable of so much more. There's so much learning that we can learn. What do we use? 5 to 10% of our brain power? 5 to 10%. And most people don't even want to push their capabilities. But having a mentor will drive that, to test your boundaries and to keep on learning, to keep on evolving as a human being, personally and professionally. So, being flexible is taking advice from your mentor or your coach and running with them, to looking at things a different way. Maybe looking at it from a third person's point of view instead of your point of view. Sometimes we are so blinded with things that we are not flexible. We think that we're doing everything we can to build our business, but we're actually not. You're saying, I'm doing everything I can. Trust me, there's more you could be doing. There's always something more we could be doing. To grow our business, to be a better person, to help our families, or just give more love. So being flexible is very, very important to be coachable. And lastly, is a person who will take action. Someone who's coachable will take the segment that they've been talking about, some changes that they're looking at, some improvements that they could be doing, and running with it. They are implementing it. They're not going to work with a coach, have a conversation, kind of get motivated, and then just leave it. It's a two-way street. If you want to be coached, that means implementing it and taking action. If I'm working with someone, I want to be working with someone and have a call, and then 2 weeks later, we're looking for results here. And if you're not putting in the results, you are not coachable. It's one thing to get advice from someone, but you are the answer. You are the equation. If you are not implementing and taking action on what you guys are discussing or how you can improve, then you're not going to improve. Action is key. You need to implement, and that is being coachable. So there's many things that I am always, pushing boundaries. Someone's always telling me these things. But it's my own fault if I run down those tasks and then within a week, I'm not doing it. And then my coach is going to say to me, okay, so what did you do this week? And I'm going to look at it. And if I'm not honest with myself, I'm wasting that coach's time and my own time. It takes two to tango, okay, to be coached. But you are the equation for personal development and growth. You are the person that are going to get yourself there. All 5 traits are a person that's open to endless possibilities. And if you take these traits and implement them, you will get to more places. You will grow in your business. You will be constantly testing your boundaries. You will constantly be getting out of your comfort zone. You will be working towards something at all times. And that's going to improve, your lifestyle and your quality of life also. So I hope that this was very helpful. If you have any more questions, you know where to find me. So thanks everyone. Have a great day.